One of the greatest mysteries of life is that nature demands equilibrium. It can be cruelly unjust, yet still beautiful in its impartiality. Wisdom is overrated, and foolishness also overrated. Think about it. If there were no devils and demons, there would be no angels. If wisdom were common, it would lose its value. So I ask you, are you wise or are you foolish? Most of you, by instinct, answered wise. And that, my friend, already proves my point. No one willingly admits to being foolish. Yet, whether we like it or not, all of us exude a rare measure of foolishness, just as we sometimes exude wisdom.
It isn't genetic. It isn't fixed in temperament. It is a function of emotions, of environment, of the battles we face daily. Foolishness is older than man. Wisdom is older than civilization. You cannot change that truth, but you can accept it, and in acceptance comes liberation. Because no matter how wise you think you are, foolishness will still visit you. The faster you admit this, the freer you become from its camouflaged fangs. Now, let us scrutinize some common beliefs we've been taught since childhood. Penny wise, pound foolish. You've heard it before. Save a penny, lose a pound. But what does it truly mean? It is the businessman who argues over the price of a pen, while his company leaks thousands through poor accounting. It is the man who saves $10 by skipping breakfast, only to spend $100 at the hospital because he starved his body. This phrase is not just about money. It reveals the psychology of self-deception. We convince ourselves we're wise in one area to cover up foolishness in another. Historically, this saying dates back to 17th century England, mocking those who cared about the trivial while neglecting the vital. The truth? Foolishness often wears the mask of calculated caution. A penny saved is not always wisdom. Sometimes it's ignorance in disguise. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Elegant, dangerous, deceptive. History has shown how this idea has justified revolutions, dictatorships, and mass hysteria. The Latin phrase vox populi, Vox Dei, first recorded in 798 AD, was never meant to endorse the crowd. In fact, Alcuin of York warned Charlemagne not to trust it, saying, "The tumult of the crowd is always close to madness." Think about it. The mob cheered when Socrates was sentenced to death. The people screamed for Barabbas, not Jesus. The loudest voice is not always the wisest. Most times, it is simply the echo of fear, trauma, or manipulation. Truth is rarely democratic. The truth always comes out at the end. Really? Most times, the truth dies with the dead. It gets buried under headlines, or rewritten until fiction becomes fact. Truth doesn't have a PR team. Lies often do, and they are better marketers. Yes, truth can be resilient, but it does not always win. It needs protectors. It needs a voice. If you don't fight for it, silence wins. Silence is wisdom. They say silence is golden. Sometimes it's just cowardice in a monk's robe. The Bible says, even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent. And yes, silence can be strategic. It can be healing. But silence can also be avoidance. Fear, pretending to be composed while hiding confusion. True wisdom is not afraid to speak when it must. Silence is not the destination of wisdom, only one of its vehicles. Now, let's answer a lingering question. Why didn't I mention intelligence? Because intelligence is not a virtue. It is a tool, a knife, not the intent. A foolish man with intelligence is only a more dangerous fool. You can be brilliant and still self-destruct. You can design rockets but fail in relationships. You can win debates, yet lose your soul. Wisdom is not about knowing more. It's about knowing what matters. Foolishness is not always ignorance. It is misplaced confidence. It is misused brilliance. In the theater of life, wisdom whispers. Foolishness shouts through a megaphone. And intelligence is the stage light. It shines on whichever nature you feed more. So remember this. Wisdom and foolishness both live inside you. Intelligence will not save you. It only amplifies who you already are. Your real battle is not how smart you are, but which side of yourself you choose to strengthen. Because at the end of the day, the foolishness of wisdom is that even the wise must sometimes fall to rise truly liberated. To continue this journey, join our community on Telegram. The link is in the description, and follow for more insights.